Rome, Caput Mundi, or the beginning of civilization, the home of Colosseum, one of the seven wonders of the modern world, a place that any man should be lucky enough to visit at least once in a lifetime, or maybe many times. I throwed a coin in Fountain Trevi, so I'm hoping that I'll get here again someday because our visit was quite short. Unfortunately, we had some issue with the company, with the airline company Wizz Air, and instead of 4 days, we spent it here only 2.5 with a flight passing to Athens. Sunrise is so beautiful in Greece, always. And the Greeks are so lucky to be so close to Italy, actually. They only have to cross the sea. The Rome airport is quite big, but no toilets, unfortunately, or not enough. We took the subway from the airport to Roma Termini railway station. Our accommodation was not far from Sant'Angelo Castle and the bridge of Sant'Angelo, which you should visit. It's a highlight of Rome. And starting from here, everything is at a walkable distance, and you will enjoy every walk. All the churches in Rome are like this, filled with sculptures and paintings. Every church is worth visiting, big or small, because all of them are small museums. Make sure you wear comfortable shoes because the roads are like this. Here we arrived in Piazza Navona, another highlight of any visit in Rome. I didn't film much here because I was so enchanted of this fountain, the fountain of the four waters. And then we had a sandwich. There are many shops like this with local food. This was right across the Pantheon, which obviously should be visited once you get in Rome. Of course, here is also very crowded. We have been in Rome in March. At the beginning of March, it was not very hot, but still crowded. I cannot imagine how it would be in August or July. You should book your tickets and plan very well. Otherwise, you'll spend a lot of time in line. We had some pizza, which was quite good. Not the best we had in Rome. Also right across from Pantheon. This is another church. And this is the Fountain of Trevi. You should throw a coin in the fountain. Story tells that if you do that, you will get back here in Rome someday, which I am really hopeful and waiting for because I really want to discover more of this beautiful city. I just loved it. I love Italy generally, but Rome was a museum at any corner. All the buildings are like this, with statues, with inner courtyards, which are filled with statues or flowers. These houses are not so big here in the city center, and immediately we got to Piazza Vittorio Emanuele. This is Columna lui Traian, that tells a story about Romanian history also. And for a Romano, which can be visited, the ticket is
Și vă spuneam că toate
included in
locațiile sunt destul de
the
apropiate.
entrance
Am
at
ajuns
the
repede de la
Colosseum.
Fontana di
You
Trevi
can
până în
visit
zona
this
aceasta
area
unde este Columna lui Traian,
24
Forul
days
Roman,
after
Palatul
you
Vittorio
visited the
Emanuele.
Colosseum. And also the Palatine Hill can be visited, but for us the stay in Rome was too short to visit them all this time. This is why I'm really hopeful we will arrive here someday again. But the highlight of the visit, it's always the Colosseum, a place full of history and controversy if we think about the atrocities that happened here so many years ago. We booked tickets online and we only stayed at a short line. We only spent 15 minutes before entering the Colosseum. You should know that at the entrance, they check you like the airports do. You should reserve 2-3 hours for this visit if you want only for the Colosseum. If you want to soak in all the information and the places inside. Also here, of course, it is quite crowded. It's not peak season, but very crowded. This is also some image from Columna lui Traian. And the view outside. It's amazing how much technology they had 2000 years ago. Apollodor of Damascus and Trajan that built so many bridges and so many buildings like the Colosseum with the technology of that time. Buildings that resisted for so long, and we are lucky enough to visit them nowadays. This place was built 80 years before Christ for shows that should make the crowds happy, and had 80,000 places. We stopped at a local market after the visit at the Colosseum, and this was all for the first day. And the next day we had tickets booked for Vatican Museum. The line is very, very, very long. This is the line for the people that already have tickets. And we didn't spend so much time in this long line. We only had to wait for about 20 minutes. There was another line for people who didn't have tickets, and that one was longer and probably took more time. Still, no matter which way, you should visit the Vatican Museum, because the home of the Pope, it is the most impressive museum that I visited. In my opinion, or at least for myself, it was much more impressive than the Louvre from Paris. This is my favorite building. The ceiling is absolutely amazing. And again, wondering how they do this so many years ago. I said here in Romanian that Vatican Museum is El Papo dei tutti papi, the best museum that I have ever visited, and I really hope you will get to visit it again. For the 16th chapel, I could not film anything, so that's it. And after a 3 or 4 hours visit, we stopped right across the Vatican Museum for lunch, and I had some limoncello spritz, which could not be served by restaurants, so I ordered limoncello, ice, and mineral water. It was quite sunny and hot outside, so we needed a refreshment in order to continue the stroll around the cities of Rome, because we still have a full day ahead of us and a lot of things to see and wonders to be surprised of. You should try limoncello spritz. I'm not a big fan of prosecco, so this is why. We had pizza and pasta, and then we continued to Piazza San Pietro, and the best cathedral in the whole world. This place was also very crowded, and the entrance is free. You don't have to buy a ticket, but be aware that the line is quite long. It was a 3 or 4 hours line, so unfortunately we didn't have so much time to wait in line. And here is a place where I really wish I could come again. The next visit is to the Spanish Steps. As I said the previous day, strolling around the streets of Rome is very nice. We bought some tiramisu that we enjoyed here in the piazza. As I expected, Spanish Steps are not such a spectacular place. And then we took a bus to visit Trastevere zone. We passed through Piazza Vittorio Emanuele again. This is the Mairie of Rome. Actually, the place where the mayor lives, or the place where he has the office. And these steps, Venetian steps, are much more interesting than the Spanish steps, in my opinion at least, with so many flowers and trees. And this on the right side is Marcello Theater. Very, very impressive. You can go inside the courtyard if you have more time than we do. And we got to the border of the Tiber River. A very nice area. I have seen that there are boat trips on the Tiber. But we are going to visit Trastevere area. It's an old area of the city where Romans live. For me, visiting Trastevere was not such a highlight of the visit, but it's on everyone's list, so we had to do it. It's not that I didn't like it, but I didn't like it as much as the other places that we have been to. We stopped at Osteria e Pizzeria di Nonna Gina, and we had another good meal. We had very good food in Rome, actually. This is supli, Roman traditional food. It's rice with some mozzarella and tomatoes inside. It's fried, which doesn't make it my favorite, but I had to try it once in Rome. Here I received the limoncello spritz prepared by the restaurant, and after that we took another the tram this time. inside the tram you can pay with a card, otherwise you will have to buy a ticket from special booth tickets or from souvenir shops. One thing that everyone is saying that Rome is very dirty, it didn't appear so to me. The streets are very clean, of course, from place to place, so you can find garbage on the streets because of so many people, but mainly everywhere we have been to was okay. It was quite clean on the floor. I also bought some pecorino and Roman treats for home, and again we got to Piazza Navona, which was quite close to our accommodation. There was a Michael Jackson show here in the plaza. Probably at all time there are such moments. We stayed here for a while. We wanted to have some food, but the restaurants here were so crowded, so we strolled around. Normally in everywhere in Rome, everywhere you can find restaurants, and the ones on the not so big streets are cheaper and sometimes more traditional, and you can get food prepared by Italians. This is a place where pastas are made right in front of you. We stopped on a very nice street, Osteria da Secondo, and I also wanted to try an Italian dish. This is the menu, and I tried to film also the prices in case you might be interested. So I said I wanted to try pasta pepe e cacio. It's traditional Roman one, and of course we had some gelato. We didn't have so much space in our stomaches after the pasta, but it was our last day in Rome, so we had to have gelato. These are fountains, nazzoni they are called, because these things looks like a nose, and you can also drink directly from this thing. So this is about it. We are heading to our room to have a good night's sleep. All the streets are very, very, very nice. All Rome is a museum, as I said before. It's incredibly beautiful to walk everywhere and enjoy a beautiful sunset in Rome. This is a boat that I told you before, and this is we are somewhere near Bridge Sant'Angelo. The next morning we took a bus to the airport. The bus is cheaper than the train. The train is 17 euros and the bus is 7 euros, so you make the calculation. But also for the bus you have to buy the ticket online, and be prepared that the buses are leaving only 40-45 minutes each. This was the vlog. Thank you for watching and see you again. Bye.